Yo, YouTube, what's up? I'm Tim. This is the kashkellyandac Sports Report, and I apologize that we've been gone for a week. I really do. We just had some technical difficulties, things like that. NBA playoffs are starting. They're finally getting going now, and the Sixers will take on my Philadelphia 76ers. Will take on the Miami Heat. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pick the Sixers to win because that would just be stupid. So, I mean, the question here is really, how long can the Sixers keep this Heat team going? How close will the games be? And can a team without a big man win anything in the playoffs? I mean, there's a lot of questions here that I think are going to be answered immediately. I think, basically, this is how because I want to get into something else with LeBron James. So this is how I think the series will go. I think in a shock move that will have all the national media panicking, I think the Sixers will take Game 1. I don't know. I mean, it's a gut feeling. They took Game 1 from the Pistons the other year, and it didn't mean anything. So, Game 1 in a 7-game series really means about 0. So, I mean, I have the Sixers winning Game 1. Coming out and surprising people. I mean, Doug Collins has got this team playing tremendous basketball. He's got Iguodala, Elton Brand, all these guys, Lou Williams, a bunch of guys overachieving at this point. And, they struggled a bit down the stretch, but I think they're good enough to take that first game. From there on out, I see the Heat winning. I see, LeBron saying to himself, I cannot allow this to happen again. And maybe I am a little biased to LeBron because I think LeBron James is one of the greatest basketball players that's ever lived. Not the greatest, not even in the discussion, but one of. I think a fire will get lit underneath him. No Heat reference there, and wasn't even trying to be funny there. But I think that he will have a fire lit underneath him, and the Heat will come out there, and I think they will win the next 4 games. For sure, I think they win Game 2 handily. I think LeBron James will come out and I think LeBron James has a not so hot first game, and after that he has a great series. The supporting cast is really what's in question here, and if you go in through the numbers, the supporting cast has always been what's been in question for LeBron when he's been in Cleveland as well. LeBron James averaged a triple-double in that Orlando series the other year. He hit the clutch shot that sent that game that won them that game, and I think it was Game 2 or 3, one of those over Hedo Turkoglu. So, I mean, I just think it's massively overrated, LeBron's playoff struggles. If it comes down to the last shot, am I feeling good about the Heat's chances of winning? No. Then again, though, I look at the Sixers, who the questions for them the whole year has been, who's going to take this shot? And, I mean, they put Iguodala out there. Iguodala couldn't shoot a sock in a laundry thing. I mean, come on. This guy cannot shoot, and the Sixers just are too silly to realize that. This Sixers team, I mean, I've enjoyed watching them in the times I've gotten to watch them. They're not going to win anything special. They're not going to be anything great with this team they have now. But they're a scrappy bunch, and they're a decent team. I mean, people were projecting them to win 29 or 30 games at the end or at the beginning of the season, and now those were the more optimistic people. I think I had them somewhere around 28 or 27 wins. I mean, bringing in a new coach I thought could only do so much. Well, not only did they bring in a new coach, but they got rid of the last one, who was probably one of the worst coaches in NBA history. Eddie Jordan brings the Princeton offense into it was a mess. It was really a mess. And Doug Collins did a nice job of turning that around. That being said, though, I think you got to look at this series and realize really what it is. It's a pat on the back. Hey, nice job, guys. You made the playoffs now. Let LeBron sweep you out of here, basically. And I don't think they'll sweep him out, but there's people saying it's going to go to 6 and 7, and I could see 6. I don't think it's likely. But 7's just not going to happen. The Sixers are not a better team here. The Sixers don't have a star. And, they're just not an overall great enough team that they could beat the Heat. I mean, the big thing for the Heat is they don't have a center. Well, neither do the Sixers. Okay, I'll take Zydrunas Ilgauskas over Spencer Hawes. I mean, I hate to say that, but, I mean, it's clear to me. What the Sixers need to do in this series is aim to shut down LeBron, but I think even if they would shut down LeBron, I think Dwayne Wade will do enough to beat the Sixers. That is the case where it would go to 6, possibly even 7 games. If they got a chance where they could shut down LeBron, but I mean that's just not going to happen in my opinion. I believe in this series LeBron will average somewhere around 25 points, and I think he will have a tremendous series. I think the biggest thing for me for the Heat is, can you get hot at the right time? And can you make it to the point where you're not having to shoot that clutch shot late in the game? Because if you can get away from shooting that clutch shot late in the game, there's not going to be any questions. Well, who's going to take this shot? LeBron can't hit the big shot. Wade can't hit the big shot. Bosh isn't going to be given a ball to hit the big shot. There's not going to be that question. It's just going to be, we won the game. That's what the Heat need to do. They need to get the people off their backs and get them on their side, I guess is basically what I'm getting at there. And I think that the Sixers will give them a run in a couple of these games. I think they'll get blown out in a couple of them as well. I think going into a Philly crowd in the playoffs will be tough for the Heat. But, I mean, the Sixers aren't used to playing in front of a big crowd either. This team drew like 14,000 a game, and that's a pretty generous number there. They did not draw well. It was a mess, really. There's so many better teams in this town right now that there's, even with how much improvement the Sixers made, people are saving their tickets for Phillies, Eagles, and Flyers, which makes sense. People only get so much money, they're not going to spend it on a team that isn't good enough to spend the money on. That's the truth. I mean, the Sixers had a nice season this year, but I think in the end, the Heat will win this series in 5 games. As I stated, I think the Sixers will win Game 1 behind a strong performance from Lou Williams and Evan Turner. I'm going to go with Evan Turner. This guy had a few nice showings late in the season with Lou Williams out. I think he has a nice job. Drew Holiday's a very underrated guard. I just think it's because people can't handle the Druth. Stole that from LibertyBallers.com. But I think he's very underrated. Elton Brand, he's not what he used to be. He's a nice player, but come on. They're not going to beat LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. It's as simple as that for me. I'm Tim. It's the Kashkelly Sports Report. I'll see you later.